Welcome to Slasher Sunday. So, I already recorded this video, and you're about to see it here in a second. But I just realized that Sunday is tomorrow, and I haven't done a Slasher Sunday in a couple of weeks, so I figured this would be perfect for Slasher Sunday. But I also wanted to say that there will be a time stamp on when I actually get to the list. Some people are like really fucking annoyed with me when I'm not just getting to the point. So description below, you'll see a timestamp. And also, there was an audio issue. My mic was not plugged in, or it was. Maybe I have shitty audio right now, and I'll just be apologizing for this shitty audio as well. I don't know what the hell happened, but the audio isn't great. And that just keeps happening on really important videos to me. Like that happened on my Saw review. That's happened on a few reviews that I was really, really excited for. Like my favorite 80s slasher movies. I mean, I'm the fucking like slasher guy. That's kind of what my whole channel was originally about. And here I make my top 10 favorite slashers of the 80s. And of course the audio on that has to be fucked up. So welcome to Slasher Sunday. Enjoy the video with the shitty audio. I apologize, but hopefully the video is okay. Although I doubt you guys will agree with my list. But that's a pretty typical thing. So anyways, enjoy. So this is a video I've been putting off for a whole hell of a long time, just because I knew how difficult it was going to be to make. And I did my top slashers of the 2010s, the 2000s, the 1990s, and now the pinnacle, the, golden era of the slasher, what started it all, so to speak, when it came to the just barrage of slashers that we got. The 1980s, when you think slashers, you think 80s. Even if you were to like more slashers from any other era, when you think of slashers, the first, era that's going to come to mind is the 80s for obvious reasons. So, was this list difficult to make, as I said? Absolutely. Now, at first I was like, should I only do one per franchise? And I was going to stick to that, and I mostly did. But there was one franchise where that just seemed impossible. But everyone else, I was like, I'm just going to pick one from this franchise. But one franchise, you'll see, because there will be two of them on here, but one franchise in particular, it was like, I can't not put both of these on here. I just can't not, I just can't do it. Now, first things first, of course, there's a lot going to be left off this list. Number two, a lot of you are going to disagree with my list, as usual, so get used to it. Now, I don't do bests because that's just not what this is. This is my personal favorites. Now, my personal favorites really just come down to the enjoyability and the rewatchability and the impact they had on me when I watched them for the first time, and how much I love them as a slasher. Now, one thing I have to say is I'm so glad that, Carpenter's Halloween is a 70s film, because that would be such a hard film to rank in a slasher list, because I've talked about this so many times in the past. John Carpenter's Halloween is the best movie that happens to be a slasher, but it's not the best slasher. This is something that's confusing, but as a slasher movie, Halloween isn't that great. Because what do I think of a slasher movie? What are the elements I want in a slasher movie? I want great gore, great kills, and naked babes. And Halloween really only ticks one of those boxes barely. Like, you've got Linda showing her boobs for like a couple seconds. But that's about it. The kills aren't great. The style is great, but the kills aren't great. And the gore, forget it, there's zero. So is it a great slasher movie? It's a great movie that's a slasher. So that's why I was like, man, I am so glad that I'm not doing a 70s list, A, and B, that Halloween is not in the 80s. Another thing too, before we get to the list, and I know someone will bitch, this guy never gets to the list. Fuck off. Just hit dislike, leave your shitty comment, and fucking move on with your pointless life. So, I took the IMDb, you know, dates. So if it said 1979 on IMDb, I'm taking that. Now, there's places I've seen where Don't Go in the House falls under 79 and 80. But I went with 79 here because it was too hard to put this on the list. Like, Don't Go in the House is one of my favorite slasher movies ever made. But I already had 10 movies that I was like, holy shit, I love all of these. How do I move them around? And I'm like, well, I'll just mention it and be like, well, it got left off the list because it's 79. So it's almost a cheat. But if it was in the 80s, it'd be in the top 10 somewhere. If you haven't seen Don't Go in the House, please pick up the Blu-ray. It's amazing. It's a fantastic transfer. Excellent movie. Another thing that I want to mention really quick is Child's Play and Bloody Birthday. Child's Play is a killer doll movie, and Bloody Birthday is a killer kids movie. So neither of those are slashers to me. Like, a slasher has to have an adult human as the killer. Yeah. So, does that actually check all my boxes here? I think so. Yeah, they're all adult. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's get into the list. 5 minutes in. I'm going to timestamp this shit, though. I should have said that at the beginning, but whatever. You should read the descriptions if you don't like it. Alright, so number 10. Now, this is where the list already is off to a bad start because there will be so many people like, how the fuck did this make your list? Because of the enjoyability of it. Because I love everything about this stupid-ass movie. And it is a stupid movie. And it is a ridiculous sequel that has nothing to do with the original almost at all, except for supposedly a character is, a sibling to a character from the first one, but how it's even connected is ridiculous. Slumber Party Massacre 2. Every film that I'm about to mention here, I have done a full spoiler discussion on my Slasher Sunday, so you can check out my full thoughts on any of these movies, so you can get more of a big idea of why I love these films. But the killer in this movie is hilarious. I don't even know if he ever even has a name in the movie. I don't think he does. I don't think a name is ever uttered. I wonder what he's titled as in the credits. But this leather-wearing, guitar, drill playing, freaking singing, sliding down a banister on his crotch. Like, who the fuck slides down a banister on their crotch? You do it on your ass, sideways. You never use you don't put your balls against it and slide down. Especially in pants that tight. Like, how the hell does that guy's ball still, like, exist? Was that a woman or something? Like, I don't understand how the hell he did that, but there you go. Slumber Party Massacre 2, a ridiculous film. I catch myself singing the songs in this movie, a Tokyo Convertible and whatnot, way too often. And no one ever knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Just adore Slumber Party Massacre 2. I could not leave it off the list. Because there's so many movies that I was like, damn, man, I love Nightmare Beach. And I like, there was all these titles that were sitting there, and I was like, fuck, I love these movies. How do I leave these off the list? But, at the end of the day, you can only pick 10, and I did the best I could. All right, number 9, a movie that basically is on this list purely for its kills, because the kills in this movie are phenomenal. Some of the best in slasher history, in my opinion. And that is if you get the completely unrated cut. The cut version, the kills aren't anywhere near as graphic, obviously. And that is The Mutilator. Mutilator is yet another slasher film from the 80s that I just absolutely adore watching. The characters are trash. The story is idiotic. Like, there's not a lot great about the movie itself, but the stalk and slash and kills are second to none. I mean, seriously, I think they're some of the best ever on screen. So for me, it's just like, does it check the boxes I need checked when it comes to a slasher film? Is it entertaining? Yes. Are the kills fantastic? Yes. Are there naked babes? I think there are. It's been a little while since I've watched it, but I think there is a naked chick in it. But yeah, So, the Mutilator is just fan-fucking-tastic, man. I love it so much. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out. Check it out. Next up, number 8, we have got one of the only Thanksgiving slasher films, and that is, of course, Blood Rage. This is another one. Gotta get the unrated cut. The cut version, the Nightmare at Shadow Woods or whatever the hell it's called, is trash. But I love the characters in this movie. I love how piss poor all the acting is in it, but the kills are fantastic. Just like the Mutilator, some of the best ever on screen. But why this one overtakes the Mutilator is because the characters that are in it are just way more fun. They're way more engaging. They're way more entertaining. You got the twins in this. Both of them are great, especially the one that's out. Not the one that breaks out, but the actual crazy one. I forget what their names are. Tommy. Oh, fuck. What are they now? It's been, yet another one. It's been a little while since I've seen them, but just hilarious characters, ridiculous performances, and the most disgusting fucking woman and her teeth and all. The mom with her close-up of her like yellow teeth, and the Blu-ray did not help her. So yeah, Blood Rage, what a fantastic film. Next up, we have number 7, which is Motel Hell. Now, this one was kind of difficult because it's like, is this a slasher movie? I'm not really sure where else I would put it. Like, I don't know what else category I would put it in. I know that I love it. I know that I absolutely love Farmer Vincent and all the characters in this movie and how just unique it is. I think that's probably why I would put it above a Mutilator or a Blood Rage or something, is just the uniqueness of it. It's a bizarre film with really wacky characters making lots of really wacky decisions. Like Farmer Vincent's, I think it's his brother, right? The cop who's like hitting on this girl, and he takes her out to the drive-in, and he's like just keeps coming on to this girl no matter how much she keeps like telling him she doesn't want it. And the couple who comes for like a swingers party or something, and how kinky and weird they are, and all the different characters that show up in this, and then the sister, the fatter woman's sister, who's, I don't know, in love with, I don't know what the hell's going on, and then of course the way that the people are dispatched in this movie, the kills, the buried in the ground to loosen up their fat and all of that stuff, and then their necks broken by a tractor as they're lulled into some kind of a fucking trance with these like spinning colorful lights. And what? Like, people were smoking some serious shit when they wrote this movie and when they were making it, but man, what an entertaining film. And then of course you got the pig's mask and the chainsaw, and it's just such an entertaining film. It's such a bizarre film. It's such a fun film to show random people. Like, you want to see a fucking, they're like, oh, show me a slasher, and you're like, this one's definitely gonna be memorable. You're never gonna forget this movie. Like, anybody who's ever watched the movie is never ever gonna forget it. I guarantee that. All right, number 6, we have another extremely trashy, technically poorly made film, but another unbelievably entertaining movie with some of the best kills. Some of the most vicious and mean-spirited kills of anything on this list. And that is Pieces, which is like a Spanish film, I want to say, and it was like dubbed in English. And it's, if you've ever watched Mystery Science Theater 3000, one of my favorite episodes ever is called Pod People. And the same director that did that movie did this movie, and the same actor stars in both. So it's always great to see him, and it's always so bizarre that he directed Pod People and this, like Pieces, one of the greatest slasher movies ever made. You know, yes, it's trash, so it kind of makes sense because it's trash, but like Trumpy, and that it's such a bad movie. Like, Pod People is so bad. Without the Mystery Science Theater 3000 shit, it would be, I don't know, would it be watchable? Would it be like a Troll 2 or something? It's so ridiculously stupid, it's funny. I don't know, maybe. You and your friends could do your own Mystery Science on it, I guess, but it's just wild to me the same guy did that movie. But yeah, Pieces, of course, you got the infamous lines of the smoking pot and fucking in a waterbed and all that stuff, and the bastards line. But like, in my intro for my Slasher Sunday, you get a couple kills from this movie, and you get the girl with getting her arm chopped off, and then you got the head in the bathroom and the blood everywhere. It is such a graphically violent film, and the characters are great, and the ending is just unforgettable. Just such a weird, bizarre, out of nowhere, what the fuck, how did this happen? That doesn't play. And then the random, like, kung fu scene, stuff like that, just, God, it's so fun. Like, when I watch movies like this, I can't help but sit there and think, like, how the fuck don't people enjoy this? Like, if I was to show this movie to a majority of people I know, they would hate it. They would instantly, like, their brain would just, like, turn off and be like, this is dumb, I'm not watching this, there's no entertainment value here. And I'd be sitting there like, how is this not entertaining to you? How do you not see this and laugh? How do you not see this as fun? But they don't. It's weird. I've tried to show this to people who don't like it. I'm like, no, just try it. Give it a chance. And they're watching. They're like, Jason, I don't understand. It's not good. It's terrible. Like, there's nothing entertaining about it. I'm like, it's because it's so bad, it's good. But, like, it's also really well done schlock. I don't know. It's hard to explain. All right, now for moving on. Now this is going to be another controversial one. I don't really care. If you know my channel and you know me, you know that this isn't a surprise at all. Easily my favorite in the franchise, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. I mean, I've talked about this movie enough on my channel. I love it so much. The Jesse character, the Grady character, all of that stuff. I have seen this movie 1,000 times, maybe quite literally. Everything about it is the best in the franchise to me. It's my favorite characters. It's my favorite Freddy. It's everything. I mean, seriously. I think the kills are the greatest. Like when he rips out of Jesse and he tears him off and he throws him backwards. The practical effects are the best. The makeup on Freddy. This is the scariest Freddy on film, in my opinion. The way that he's shot and the darkness and all of that stuff, the way Jack Shoulder made this movie, it's such a fantastic film. And everyone just shits on it because of the gay overtones. Who cares? I don't know. Just weird to me. And how many male Scream Queens do you get? Not many. So Jesse, you definitely carry this movie. Love it, love it, love it. Totally skipped number 5. Totally skipped number 5. Alright, so number 4 was Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Now we're jumping backwards. But I don't edit, so fuck me. Alright, whatever. So Halloween, this was tough. This was tough. But in the end of the day, I had to give it to Nightmare. It was almost a tie, so it's almost kind of funny that I put it them so, I forgot about one for the other because it was like, shit, man, they're so close. But Halloween 4. I didn't want to pick Halloween 2 here because Halloween 4 for me is just pure atmosphere. Like, I think it's some of the best. I think it's, outside of the first one, which just has unbelievable style, like, there's something, and I've said this before, but Halloween 4 just has the best Halloween feel. When I say Halloween, I mean the holiday. Halloween, the first one, of course, has the best Halloween feel of the franchise because it's the one that started the franchise. It's kind of hard to beat the style of the film that started the franchise. But the actual holiday, there's something about this film. The atmosphere in this film is just phenomenal. I think that any horror fan should study this film from an atmospheric perspective. If nothing else you take from this film, yes, there's some shit in it, no doubt about it. You can watch my full, I think I did like a 45-minute breakdown. I got down to every single nitpick, discrepancy, and love that I had for the film. But the atmosphere alone makes this film just a phenomenal effort in the slasher genre. And Dwight H. Little just does not get anywhere near enough love for, making this movie. I think it's a fantastic entry in this franchise, even though there is, as I said, there's some negatives to it, but I don't care. Plus, there's nostalgia. It's the first horror movie I saw in theaters, and I was a big Halloween fanboy when I saw it. So, of course, and then I had a crush on Danielle Harris. We were about the same age at that point, so it all made sense. But I just, every time I watch it, there is this feel to the movie that almost no film ever has captured. And I think it's just one of the best feelings of a horror film I've ever watched. Everything's just dark. Like, even the light, even when they're out in the day, there's something foreboding about everything in the film. It's the music, it's the shot selection, it's the color palette, it's all of it. I think it's just such a phenomenal movie. So that was number 5. Number 4 is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Sorry. Somebody probably caught it when I was like number 4, and they were like, number 4? Isn't this dude on number 5? Whatever. Anyways, all right, number 3. The top 3 should be pretty obvious if you know my channel. Number 1 is beyond the most obvious. But, all right, so here we go with the franchises that got the 2. Number 3 is Friday the 13th, Part 2. Now, why this is not higher is because of the kills. The gore. The kills are awesome. The characters are phenomenal. Everything about this movie is perfect. Put gore in it. Find that fucking gore that they cut out of the movie and put it in it, and it might become number 1. I mean, it is a fantastic film, and it probably has the best final girl, in the 80s, Jenny. So, it's a fantastic film, but it just gets discredited a little bit, and I'm even wearing my Friday 2 shirt for this video for a reason. And I like Sackhead Jason. Actually, I think I prefer him over Hockey Mask Jason, to be honest. There's something about his portrayal in this and everything. I love this Jason. And I love all the characters in this. I love the feeling of this movie. I love the kills. I love the music. I love the cinematography. I love the openings, even though it doesn't make any sense. I don't care. I love it. So, give me the gore, and this would bump up. All right, number 2. This is one of the films that I've always considered to be one of the greatest slashers ever, but there's one just better, and that's obvious here. But number 2, The Burning, the slasher movie that never got a sequel, but of course should have. I mean, what can I say about it? Cropsey is just such a great villain. The kills are phenomenal. The raft scene is maybe the greatest sequence in slasher history. Just the amount of kills, the amount of brutality, all of it, just the style of it, the shot selections, all of that stuff it seriously might be the best sequence in slasher movies ever. So, yeah, I mean, and you got a bunch of names in here too. You got Jason Alexander, you got freaking I always forget. It's Helen. Is it Helen Hunt? Yeah, that's it, right? That's who's in it. I'm like, is it Holly Hunt or is it Helen Hunt or is it Holly whatever? But yeah, you got some recognizable names in here. But it's just such a fun fucking movie. Damn, I love The Burning, and it's one of those movies that even some pretty big horror fans, they're just like, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. And some of them are like, I've never even heard of it. So it's a criminally overlooked slasher movie. But nowadays, I feel like everyone knows about it. But you rewound 10 years ago, no one knew what The fucking Burning was. Unless you were a hardcore slasher fan. You rewind, before a Shout Factory, Scream Factory release, and before, horror YouTubers and whatnot were a thing. There were Listomanias and all those were starting to be a little bigger. The Burning was just not a known film, almost ever. Nor was Pieces or fucking Blood Rage, Mutilated. Those films never had ever even seen the light of day outside of their initial theater release, and then they were basically just buried. All right, number 1. This is obvious. I consider it to be the greatest slasher movie ever made, easily. Okay, I shouldn't say easily, but just it does every single thing right. The tits, the kills, the gore, the characters, everything is perfect. And that, of course, is Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. It's no contest. It's just no contest. There's not a second of this movie I don't absolutely adore. Every character in this movie is just the best. You got Axel, and you've got you got the computer, and you've got Teddy, and you've got all of the Doublemint twins, and just Gordon and Corey Feldman and fucking everything about the movie, the kills, and then you got the hottest chick, Samantha. You've got it all here. It's like all of the greatest hits of Friday the 13th kind of just condensed and put into one movie. The gore, the chicks, all of it. It's just the music, the style, the kills, the gore, the fucking, when he lands on his face. Jason has the best kill in the movie. It's on himself. And it's a phenomenal movie. There's so many movies that I left off of here, of course. Friday the 13th movies. I love Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. I love, like, I could just go on and gush and gush and gush and go on forever about films from the 80s that I absolutely love that didn't make the list. But check out Slasher Sunday if for some reason you haven't seen it. And yeah, I want to see your top 10. I know that's a hard-ass list to make, but don't worry about what everybody thinks. Like, oh, I'm going to make a list that appeals to the mass. Fuck that. I'm not here to appeal to the mass. If I put Slumber Party Massacre 2 on my list, trust me, I ain't appealing to nobody. But real hardcore slasher fans out there, you know, you're going to have a unique list, and I want to see it. There's so many cool flicks that I would love to see hit other people's lists, like some Sorority House Massacre stuff or something, like really fun film. Sorority House Massacre 2. Psycho Cop Returns, I think, is 90. But anyway, I'm not going to start naming titles because that just gets ridiculous. But anyways, there you go. So the slasher thing is done. I'm not doing one in the 70s because there's only like fucking 5 slasher movies in the 70s anyways. So the top 10 list, there might be 10 altogether for all I know. So it would just, things would get on there by default. It'd be like, well, there's one here. I mean, I'll look it up. If there's enough to warrant a 70s list, you know, if there's more than Halloween, Black Christmas, Don't Go in the House, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, that was another one that was kind of hard not to put on this list. But yeah, like, if I see enough to warrant a list, then I'll make it. But outside of that, what do you guys think? Should I make a 70s list? Do you think there's enough to warrant the genre? I don't think there is, unless I get into the giallos. If you want to consider giallos more slasher stuff, like a Tenebrae or something, then maybe. But I think Tenebrae is 80. Yeah, I think Tenebrae is in the 80s. I think it is 80. So I don't even think that would qualify. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I didn't touch any of the Italian shit, of course. And then like Blood and Black Lace is like in the 60s. That's 68 for him. So I just don't think there's enough. Twitch of the Death Nerve is 71. Yeah. So that, I guess, is technically a slasher. That'd make the list for sure. Bay of Blood, you know. Anyway, I'm ranting at this point. But real quick, Slumber Party Massacre 210, Mutilator 9, Blood Rage 8, Motel Hell 7, Pieces 6, Halloween 4, 5, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, 4, Friday the 13th Part 2 is number 3, Burning 2, Friday the 13th Part 4, number 1. Adios. Let me know your list.